Allegheny Mountain Living Channel. Well, it's February 20th, 2016, and it is 60 degrees out here. I'm up at the Cottage project property. Decided to come down today, scope things out, see how everything fared through winter. I haven't been down since November, so my drainage pipe across the driveway, culverts all look good, everything held up, nothing washed out, so that worked out well. Main reason I came down is because I wanted to see if there was much snow here, which you can see there's hardly any at all, which is surprising. Back at the homestead we still have some snow, but it'll be going fast in this weather. Boy, is it beautiful out. It feels like spring. Unfortunately it's not yet, but we're getting close. Another reason I come down, like I said, to see how the snow was is because I'm going to get started on the septic project. I have to have some engineered drawings made up. I already had the perk testing done. I had that done when I purchased the property. That was, I had the seller pay for that, and I wanted to make sure it was going to pass before I bought the place, or I was going to ask for a big discount if it didn't pass. But I need to have these drawings made, and they need to come up here and physically look at the locations, and I'll show you where it's going to go here in a minute. They need to see where the septic system was laid out, where the perk testing was done, and then they'll take the numbers from the perk testing, saturation and everything, and they will design the system. I am hoping that I'm not going to have to put a sand mound in. I really hope so. When the inspector was doing the actual testing, he felt that it was good enough that it was going to go an at-grade system, which is basically a sandless sand mound. They don't do, I don't hear anyhow, they don't do like they used to where you can just put a tank in with a leach bed and everything. You basically got to have a huge leach field and everything else. So regardless, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's just a matter of how much. And that grade system is my best case scenario, so that's what I'm hoping for, but I won't know till the designer actually takes the numbers and does all the calculations and puts everything together. Now that all goes by what size building you're going to build too. For this, I mean, I'm building a cottage here. It's probably only going to have 2 bedrooms in it, I would imagine. And it goes by the number of bedrooms, not the bathrooms, which seems kind of strange, but that's just how they do it. So it's going to have the master bedroom up in the loft, our bedroom, and then there'll be a bedroom for the girls. And, that's going to be it for bedrooms. And I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see what it turns into. But that's the next process. Have the drawings made, the design done, then I can submit for permit. And then I can get some actual numbers on what this thing's actually going to cost from the excavator that I'm going to be working with on it. I believe the excavator I'm going to work with is the one that actually brought all the bank show out for me. He does a lot of the septic systems. He actually did Cottage up above here last year, did a good job on it. He knows the inspector knows him, so that's the best way to go about it. I'm not going to try to do it myself and ruffle feathers down here and take a chance it's not going to pass. I want it to be done and over with so we can move on to the next phase. So let me show you where the septic system is going and what I'm Here's the driveway. What I originally wanted to do was make the driveway so it went around and looped back up through here, but I can't do that because of where the perk testing was originally done. I'll take you down here and show you where the this here, where all the sand and dirt is where the test pit was dug. That's the first thing they do, is they dig a test pit and he takes a good look at the soil to see if it's even worth messing with. And then from there, they drill the holes. You can see where the flags are. Flag, flag, all the way out. I believe there's 5 of them. That is where they did the saturation test, the perk testing itself. What they do is they'll drill these holes and they'll fill it up with so much water, and they'll time it over X amount of time to see what the drainage rate is, and that determines if it's suitable for an in-ground system. There's actually an old original test pit down here. You can see that berm there. That's where it was done originally when this was all divided up into properties. This was one big farm originally up here. And I believe in the late 70s, when the lake was finished, it was all subdivided up and turned into properties to sell for cabins and cottages. So I figured I'd show you guys what's going on so you know what's coming up here. But that's our next step basically. And there's going to be other things I want to get on extending the drainage pipe over here, and I'm going to put a gate in up here, and I need to contend with this rock and stump up here. This is actually my biggest next problem that I need to deal with. This needs to go. When I came down to pick up the skid steer, I tried to back the lowboy back in here, and I could barely get it in here with this, so there's no way I'm backing the Dutchman camper in. So it's sandstone, as you can see. I was messing with it the last time I was down with a sledgehammer just to see how easily it would break, and it does break up. So I'm thinking I might drill 2 holes in it and put a powder charge down in there, black powder, and fracture it, and then finish it off with a sledge. It's fortunate that it is sandstone. It breaks up fairly easy. So, and then once I get rid of that, I can take this oak stump out that is, as you can see, grown into the rock or over top. See, this is the stone here, stone on the other side, and then that stump kind of goes over top of it. I'm trying to save that tree right there if I can. I really don't want to cut any more trees down than possible, but worst case scenario, I will if I have to. It won't be too much longer. We'll start getting some buds on these trees, and it's amazing the difference whenever the leaves are on. You can't even see any of the other cottages. Like I said in one of the early videos, the property goes to the back of that cottage and down, and all the way down and then over to the road. It's a nice chunk of property. Down below here, there's a spring actually, and I might try to harness the spring up in here maybe, and see if I can't run a line over to my trailer for water for now until I get a well dug. Looks like the banks all held up really nice. Put a lot of tonnage down because this was all just rock and nasty in here. You can see that pile of rock, that all came out of here. Lots of stone. So I start building some walls around here. I'll have plenty of material for that. Plus the rock here all came out of this also. And some of these big ones that are laying around over here, all this did too. Gonna be a nice place for a cottage though. A lot of good times that come down here. I'm just gonna be happy to get the camper down here this year and spend our first Memorial Day down here. So that's what's going on. Figured I'd shoot a little video and explain the next step of this project. So I wanted to bring you guys down and show you the spring that's on the property. Last summer, it didn't run much. We were in such a drought down here. So I don't know what to expect out of it. Hopefully it runs a lot more than it did last year. This pipe and everything was all here when I got the place. I'm going to redo this somehow. This goes down to the road, and a lot of the cabin owners up here that don't have running water use this for, you know, water for at their places. And you got to have an overflow, so I'm going to keep this going, but I'm going to put it underground, I think. And I'm thinking about, oh, the pipe's actually pulled apart, putting a spring house in down here somewhere, and maybe pulling water up from here. You can see how well she's running now. I haven't tested the water to see how good it actually is or what the quality is on it. I see a lot of deer tracks down here. It's good to see it running this hard though. But yeah, that was definitely a selling point for me on this. So I just figured I'd show this to you. This will probably be an upcoming project too when I do the whatever I do with this. Like I said, I like to do a spring house here, so, and then put the pipe underground that goes out to the road. So I can't get over this weather. It is so nice out here. Wish I could just stay. So anyhow, this is gonna be a long ongoing series with the cottage cabin project, but I thought you guys might be interested in seeing the whole process of the septic system, the infrastructure. I wish I would have had the channel up earlier when I started all this, all the clearing and everything. Would have been nice to have a lot of that on film. I do have some short videos of just a couple days of progress when I was doing this last year that I'll probably put up. I mainly filmed them for my wife to see how the place was coming along. I might as well put them on the channel, and I'll put them under the playlist Cottage project. They just show, I have one that shows how rough and nasty and rocky this all was up in here when we were working on it. And the other one I think is right after I put all the bank shell down, so I'll probably put those up. I just want to thank you guys for supporting the channel as always. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Channel's doing really good. When I started this channel, I didn't know if we'd end up with 10 subscribers, but we're well past 10 now, so that's cool. Glad you guys enjoy it. I enjoy making the videos, and it's neat, you know, someday I'll be able to look back and see all this, so it's nice for this project, you know. When I'm gone, hopefully it'll still be around and my kids can watch it. Of course, they'll be involved in this too, so I guess that's about it. I'll be calling the engineer hopefully this week to get the plan development started, get that over with, so like I said, I can submit for the permit, and maybe I'll shoot some video on that whenever we're together. I don't know, we'll have to see how that works out. He might just run up here and take a look at it. It's about a 75 mile drive from the homestead over to here, which isn't that bad, but if he can just come up and look at it, that's good. If I have to meet him, that's fine too. So hopefully he isn't too busy and we can get this thing underway. That way I can get a proper budget together for the system itself, and go over things with the excavator and see what we're in for. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And until next time, have a good evening.